Or you inside track.
Yeah.
States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All members are present. If there's anybody from the public that wants to make a comment to the board, anybody, they will need to go over to the table. Steve, that's great. You just stand by that table and grab it. And read the script, then fill out the form to make a public comment. At the end, we will reserve about 30 minutes for public comment, but you will only get 3 minutes to speak on your topic. The board will not respond unless the chair allows it. Okay, moving right along. Consent agenda. After discussion, held by the board. Okay, motion by
And I'll second.
Miller, second by Supervisor Shea. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, like sign. Okay, Dixie Wilson, accounting tech. Discussion and or decision to hold more than 3 meetings for Lincoln Township.
We done that for some last year, didn't we?
We did at the beginning of the year. I asked everybody to let me know how many additional meetings they need. We get them at the beginning of the year. This one had something happen. They had it scheduled for everyone to be there. One of the trustees didn't show up, so then they couldn't take any action with only 2. Didn't have enough for a quorum, and so they're asking that the ones that did show up get paid even though they have to reschedule. And I said I would have to get approval because as of right now, they're only allowed 3 per year. Now, and that's something you guys can ask me to change at the beginning of the year, like if you want to not put a limit on them, or if you want to give them more than the 3. But right now it's Lincoln Township for that reason asking for
So
an
the
additional
code,
meeting.
the code says that we have to set a limit or no limit on the meetings.
We don't have to, which is most of us do, because otherwise,
Us, when you say most of
Well,
us do, who's that?
most of, like in base camp, most of the auditors departments put a limit, because otherwise you can't really budget when, like, you have ones like Lewis that hold 9. If we don't know how many some of them will have, it's a wild card on what to budget.
So what, you have 9 meetings, what's that cost?
So Lewis has,
They actually have 12 meetings. It's 9 additional.
9 additional, yes. So it's $50 per person. They have 5 trustees and a clerk. So 6. Okay, Tim, you do the math for me.
Well, $200 for every meeting. And
Yeah,
Well,
and-
$240. I mean,
Yeah,
if
so,
that's really gonna break this, I'll move that for you, Scott.
well, I think in the next year, we need to just not put a limit
Not
on
put a
it.
limit, just have it.
Well, or
Let them
if we
have
can put a dollar limit on it, we'll put a dollar limit on it, like whatever, $5,000 or $10,000 or something, but to have this come in and say, yeah, you guys can meet again. Are all of them 5?
No, only
Some of-
Lewis is 5, the rest of them are all 3.
3, so if there was 2 of them show up, they had a quorum. Unless it was a clerk.
Well, clerk and 2,
Oh,
each of them have 3 trustees and a clerk. So the clerk and 2 trustees showed up. The clerk can't vote.
right, but the 2 makes a quorum if you have
Oh.
3.
So they can vote on,
Yes,
okay,
if there was only 3 of us on this board,
uh-huh,
2 of us would be a quorum.
okay. And we were under the assumption that with just 2 of them, they couldn't make a vote because if they don't go, so. That's
A
why
lot of
she asked me.
townships struggle to get people to represent them too.
Right.
Well, 2's a quorum, so they
Okay.
should have done business and they really shouldn't be on the agenda, but we're gonna go ahead and
Okay.
fix it.
I will.
Okay,
Okay, what are you doing here? That's what I wanna know.
Well, we're proving,
To
3
hold more than 3 meetings?
yeah,
Yeah, they want 1 additional meeting.
that's what it says on the,
Okay,
Tim,
I'll second.
second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, like sign. Okay, thank you, Dixie. Stay warm. Okay, John Rassman, engineer, secondary roads, discussion and or decision to approve resolution 11/2025 to provide interim county engineer sharing services with Harrison County.
I think the
I would
guy's
say,
retiring, correct, John?
Yeah, he announced his retirement late last month and he's gone this week, so it's pretty quick.
I would say that I'm all good with this if they'll take back the CNR levy.
We can work on that from the inside, maybe.
Yeah.
Basically, the agreement's for 6 months. Been a lot of trouble getting these positions filled. The first order of business for us would be get it advertised better, because they haven't been advertised very well at all yet. So we'll work on getting that done. Of course, Harrison County has to also approve the agreement, but this will be the 4th time I've shared with another county. It's getting easier every time. We typically try to have them bring all the papers to us and minimize our distractions by having them on the road
You got
instead of us
any
on the road.
issues with this?
I don't see any issues. I reviewed the agreement.
I only would really like to do a 30-day and then renew every 30 days. And if they're not making any reasonable progress in posting the position, then we're probably gonna work on our stuff and move on, is where I would be. And they definitely need to bring this stuff to us. We don't need to be going to Harrison County.
They're asking for a 6-month now,
Right,
correct?
that's the way the agreement's written, is 6 months. Then it has to be reapproved.
Scott, could we go like a 60 or 90 day? Would that be okay?
I don't, no, I'm not, but they're not making a good effort to get somebody in there, so,
They're hiring a headhunter to get out there and look.
yeah.
There's a lot of counties looking right now.
They were aware of this for a while, is that right? And they did nothing?
It came pretty fast
Yeah,
for me as well. I hadn't heard much about it, then we talked about it maybe 6 months ago, then quit talking about it, and then he went and retired. So I know Adams County's been open almost a year now. They just, change their wages up.
You're gonna come to Harrison.
Is that okay with you, John? All the documents come to Clark County, you're not going to Harrison?
Yeah, and the agreement's also written to use Brandon too, so I'll use him.
And Brandon will stay in Clark County too.
I mean,
What
we have to-
about
we have
the-
to go, but-
Is there any responsibility for you on the inspection side of it?
No, so they're not, the DOT won't let them let any construction projects or use some of their funding. So the county's kind of being sanctioned that way. So even with an interim engineer, they can't let a project. They probably have projects to close out, but there shouldn't be much going on construction wise. They still have tax and everything, so
They pay for the service.
yes. Yeah, the county will be reimbursed for this.
We pay for them too.
So there's no inspection requirement from you? We're not putting that kind of a responsibility on you, right?
It's my understanding there's not much there. I don't really know. This is all pretty quick. The agreement's kind of written like 8 hours a week. So if they're fine with 8 hours a week, I can't see there's, I guess I don't care what it is. I don't think there's any big projects. Just closing projects out probably.
What about a FEMA event if they have flooding in the spring and a town is wiped out with a tornado? And I know that secondary roads was very instrumental in being boots on the ground. And how would that direction happen?
Yeah, there could be some involvement if something like that happened. So a lot of our works, the people in the field are very responsive. So it's the foreman and all those people making a lot of calls quickly and getting those assets moved. So the FEMA reimbursement would scare me, but the reacting to an emergency, I think that would be still smooth for them. But yeah, I'd hate to go through that. So
I think most interim director,
Mary Ann?
Oh, yeah.
most interim director positions are 6 months. I think it just gives everybody a chance to interview the best candidates and make a solid decision, and having just 30-day constant turn, I think would be kind of disruptive to the process.
The counties I've been watching, they kind of start with the wages they want to pay, then when they can't hire, then they kind of come to the realization that the wages have to go up. So I think Adams County was advertised up to 160 now, and it's kind of crazy right now, so.
I'd be willing to go 90 days.
I'll second that.
You know, you get into our heavy construction time, John, I think it's, I don't want to sacrifice any of our improvements for that either. And who put this, hate to put anybody on the spot, but you know me, who put this resolution together?
I drafted it.
Did you? Can you change the spelling of Brian's last name? I can't believe you missed that.
You get, your motion is,
I'll,
What,
no, you're talking, it's on the next page, the Brian's signature.
oh, I'm looking at it in our
Yeah.
packet. It's wrong in our packet.
Okay,
oh,
there's a Brian Reed,
Oh,
there's a
I
Brian
see it on
Reed on.
yeah, Brian Wright.
Right, Reed, Tony Smith and Rebecca Wilkerson. On their side. They didn't mention it at all when we were there Friday, so let's not be too hard about it. So what's your motion, Supervisor Wickman?
Well, I would just ask that, we accept the agreement as it is with the, amendment that it will be, 90 days, so. Let's see, that would be February, March, April, May 22nd, 2025.
Depending on when they sign it, I guess. What do we, resolution, Kristen, can we amend these?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay,
So what happens at the end of 90 days
It comes before the board again.
for an extension
Yeah.
or another?
That's what I would think.
We could amend it to say,
or.
ending on May 22nd.
Or what,
They
Chris?
can cancel
Day,
it
ending on
anytime.
May 22nd, unless otherwise reauthorized by the board.
Either one of us can cancel at any time, right?
30 days notice.
30 days notice for canceling by one party or by mutual agreement anytime.
Yeah, by mutual agreement anytime. So the motion is for 90 days?
It is.
Okay. You got a second? By you?
Yeah.
Mr. Shea?
You okay with that, John?
Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Chairman Bell,
Yeah, I'll go 90 days, yes.
Supervisor Jorgensen.
Yeah.
Supervisor Shane,
Aye.
Supervisor Miller,
I,
Supervisor Wickman.
Yeah.
Good. I have to start writing all my resolutions, John. Discussion and or decision on funding for Los Hills Alliance.
Okay. We used to fund them with $2,000 a year. I always wondered why I wasn't on the executive committee, and no one ever said anything. Well, this year they sent out a deal. Pot County helped start that Los Hills Alliance. And we haven't paid since 2018, and they've never presented anything to us. And it's still a $2,000 bill, and they asked me if I'd talk about it a little bit. But it's to help fund preservation of the Los Hills, is what it is, basically, through conservation. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, and just some background information for you guys. There hasn't been a year that's gone by where the Conservation Department hasn't reached out for a grant from the Los Hills Alliance for at least $2,000. So that money is quickly recouped by the grants that we ask for every single year.
Are you not a board member?
Technically, no.
Who is?
Mark is still listed. Got you on there. I believe Jeff Jorgensen is on there as well.
Yeah, I've been to those meetings. I think they're doing great work. They burn the grass. Of course, always have to have a fire department out there to
Right.
manage a fire, so they're doing
Right here about
very well.
burning.
They do
What they do.
a lot
Okay.
for the county. They do a lot for the ecosystems, but also from a economy standpoint. They promote the Lost Hills as a unique attraction to this area as
Yeah,
well.
and they're very dedicated up there too.
Yes.
One of the deals is they had issues with someone that was on the board that lived outside of Iowa. And I don't know how that all came about, but they wouldn't allow them to be on the board unless they live within Pot County. So, and I just wondered, couldn't you use this address? No?
I think there's room for discussion there.
Okay,
Well, Mark's name should not still be on there,
Agreed. Needs to be.
okay? And you used to have someone substitute for Mark. It wasn't Chad.
I was listed as an alternate.
Well, I don't know, but before you, there was someone else, and it wasn't Chad, that used to come up there. So I sat on there for
Yeah.
a lot of years. It's up in Pisgah, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
I've been Cody Wohlers.
yeah,
And
it might have been Cody. So I don't know where Cody lives, but if he doesn't live in Pot County, I guess
he's still in Pike County.
yep.
He is.
so let's get that resolved, okay? So
I'd make a motion to approve the $2,000 for this.
Second.
okay, from gaming,
Yeah, I think that'd be the best deal.
Jorgensen second. From gaming. Any other discussion?
Donna Berry wrote the legislation that created this organization.
I think Chad Gravy was,
He was one of the founding members.
yes.
I think you might be right. But she did it through Grassley, right?
She just mentioned that she,
Yeah, I think she did it. I think she did it through, I think you're right with that. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, like sign, hearing none, motion passes. Okay, other business, none. Committee appointments, or excuse me, updates from board members on, committee meetings from past week. Okay, Mr. Jorgensen. Pardon?
I have none.
Okay.
There's a Trails Committee, ATV River Trail, or River Park Trail. See. Levy safety meeting. That was on Zoom. Other things, UKG, the RAND Center was all up there. That'll do it.
Yeah, you got anything?
I'll hold mine until, no, not on this item. I want to speak a little bit about one thing on the receipt and file.
Okay, we pass that up.
Before we go there, did we do a roll call vote on the resolution?
Yeah,
Okay, I just didn't mark it down.
on now.
No, we didn't pass that up yet, Scott.
Yeah, we're at, oh no, I'm sorry. You're right. Okay, Susan.
Scott and I were in Washington DC last week for the our conference. And my big takeaway from that is right now, everything is on the table for cutting. If you've got something that works well that you want to retain, you might want to mention it to your congressman that it's an important program and that their support to not cutting it would be very important. And then I went to the CNR Drainage District meeting last Friday in Mill Valley.
Okay, thank you. As Susan stated, I was out there also to NARC. It's with, it's a function of MAPPA, It's not, NARC stands for a National Association of Regional Councils. It doesn't sound, word NARC sounds like it's for something else, so. When people see that at the hotel, some of them start turning to go the other way. And then on the Thursday, I went down to the Ag Market Outlook that was put on by Iowa State and Farm Bureau. That wasn't a whole lot of good news unless you own cows. So we'll see where that goes. And on Friday, I was up at Missouri Valley on the CNR, Missouri levy. And then that afternoon, I took a little tour with the mayor of Council Bluffs down to 192nd Street and where they're gonna annex into Mills County and such. We'll see how all that goes, but there's a lot of things gonna happen down south of town here real soon, so get ready.
Where was that farm deal at?
It was in Milford.
Okay.
That's it for me. Okay, receive and file, Tim.
Yeah, just a real quick question for information only, Trish. There was a couple of payroll status change forms. One of the individuals is brand new. How do you get days?
He bid and we had a vacancy.
Nobody that had more seniority than him wanted days?
That happens quite a
Happens
bit.
every year.
Yeah,
Oh, does
that's
it?
quite a
Pretty
bit.
high senior on overnights.
Pardon me?
Pretty high seniority on overnights.
I wouldn't pick that, but that's all I wanted to know.
Well, they're sleeping then, you don't have to worry about
Well, I never thought of it that way, Scott. Maybe that's it.
it. They take their bill and go to sleep.
Okay, that's all I.
Is that it?
Oh, man.
Okay, we got any public that decided to come and see this nice warm day here in Pot County? Okay,
Nobody.
nothing left. Okay, we're gonna go
In the broadcast.
in the broadcast. We're going into a study session.